Are you stressed about the end of the year? Or are you sprinting toward it as fast as you can? I'm always a bit of both, honestly. It's a busy and bittersweet time for me. Endings are hard when we've all grown attached. The end of the year shutdown is nuts, and it can be stressful if you don't have a strong plan. But boy, oh boy, I am always ready for summer too. Today I have the skinny on ending the school year with grace, love, and dare I say it, organization. I'm Lisa Burns, a teacher success coach, veteran elementary teacher, and mom of 5. And this is the Teach Joyfully podcast. Thanks for joining me today. Are you missing out? Team Hope Insiders get extra encouragement, tips and tricks, surprise freebies, and more. Become a Hope Insider today and get access to all kinds of freebies at www.hopeineducation.com/vault. Getting to that finish line that is the end of the year is no easy task. And even though we're almost there, it can still be very daunting and it can seem really far away, especially when you consider how much there is left to do. We all know that structure and organization are everything when it comes to the marathon of a school year. But it's easy to let the end of year turn into some form of chaos, whether that is just a little bit or a lot, depends on the year, the teacher, and whether or not you have a plan. So today I'm here to help you develop that plan before the chaos can take over. First of all, you need a list of all the things that you need to accomplish at the end of the school year. I like to do a brain dump. Put everything down on paper, make a big list, and keep adding to it all day long for a day or two. Once you have everything down, then we categorize them. The categories I like are teaching, testing, review, summer plans like homework, suggestions for books, ideas for writing. Just think about, what are you sending your students off with? Remember, I'm not a summer homework fan. However, I do believe there are wonderful, fabulous things that students can do that help maintain and even produce some learning over the summer that is very effective and a ton of fun. And they'll never even know that they were learning. And you can learn more about that in episode number 47, how to help families keep the learning going all summer. The next category is classroom cleanup. I like to plan this one with next year in mind, so weeding out and kind of keeping track of anything I want to adjust or change. And in classroom cleanup, because it's such a big one, I have subcategories. I know that's a shock, right? So desks and workspaces, books and library, electronics, supplies and manipulatives, cleaning like walls, surfaces, those kinds of things. And next, don't forget end of year events. There's so many things that happen at the end of the school year, like field day and classroom celebrations, you name it. Thank yous is another category. Thank yous to parents, thank yous to students, to staff, including any little gifts or notes that you might want to have ready. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. It literally can be just a nice note. And then I also have a BTS bin. My BTS bin is the back to school bin. This is where I pull anything that I think I'll need for back to school and put it in here, because you know how it is. You pack everything up and then back to school comes around and you have to unpack everything just to get ready for back to school because you can't find it. If you have a bin for everything you'll need for back to school, then you can pull that, work on that over the summer if you choose to, without having to dig through everything in your classroom. And next, we get into paperwork and files, all the physical and digital files that you have for students and for all of your teaching for this year. You want to make sure you go through those, and then even if you have time, use them to help prep for next year, because now is the time to make changes. So the next category is master files. This is the setup for next year. Make any changes now, even if you're just writing on a Post-it note the changes that you want to make and putting it in there, or making a note in your digital file and putting it in bright yellow somewhere so that you'll see it on the changes that you want to make, so that you won't forget that this little piece didn't work, or I wanted to add another piece to this because that would make it more efficient or effective. Now's the time to go in and make note of them. If you have time, make the changes. If you don't, make note of them. Get it in there, because you're going to forget before the next school year rolls around. At least I know I do. So get it in there. At the bare minimum, make sure that you at least have a note in there so that you'll remember to make the changes when you're prepping for the next school year. All right, I'll get off my soapbox on that one. The next one is summer birthdays. If you haven't had summer birthdays celebrated throughout the school year, don't forget to celebrate those now. Have a day when you're going to celebrate those summer birthdays because you've celebrated birthdays all year and you don't want to forget those students. It's always such a disappointment to students who have birthdays in the summer to never get that opportunity. So make sure you get those in if you haven't done that already. So now that you have all of your categories set and everything's in a category, you're going to prioritize the categories and you can even order the tasks within those categories. And I say this because the next step is you're going to plan and schedule them. I know that's not a surprise because I am all about a schedule. If you can go through and decide when everything is going to get done in the next few weeks and put it on your calendar, put it in your planner, then you have this plan and you can do it bit by bit and not be slammed the last week or 2 weeks of school. Just make sure you get it in there. And one other item, this is your opportunity to catch up on your grading and then figure out what it is you're going to be grading for the rest of the school year. You're not grading everything. There are certain things that are going to be very important and some things that will simply be practice. So decide what it is you're going to be grading so that you're ready for that and you can get it done quickly so that as you're doing report cards, it's already done and you're not trying to grade and do report cards at the same time. Because let me tell you, I have been there and it's not fun. If you commit to this and really take the time to plan, you won't be slammed in the last week or 2 of school with everything. When you're trying to do report cards and wrap everything up, and you simply don't have time for all that, you will get 0 sleep for 2 weeks. And let me tell you, that is not a great end of school year. That is an exhausting end of school year. And I want so much better for you. You deserve better than that. And you're not quite done. Now that you've got everything on your schedule and everything's in there and it's prioritized, and yes, you can move things around if you need to, but at least it's there. Now, I want you to make a list. And this is going to be a list that you're going to keep as you're working through everything. A list of your needs, wants, things that need replacing, anything that needs fixing. All of those things are going to go on this list. And you can have 4 different categories. Do it as a T-chart. Well, actually, it's a 4-column chart. You can do it that way. You can just put them on and write them in different colors. However it is you want to organize that list, but you want to keep a list because things are going to come up and you're going to need to put these things down. Otherwise, they're going to fall by the wayside. And at the end of the school year, you're going to either forget them or you're going to wind up having to scramble and write it all down. And honestly, who wants to do double duty like that? Anyway, one more reason to keep those lists is I keep what I call a Leave a Legacy list. The Leave a Legacy list is a book list. It is a list of books for the classroom library. And if parents ask if they can give something for the classroom or give me a gift, I always have that ready, usually all year long, for parents to be able to look at and choose. They can donate a book to the classroom library in their child's name, and the child's name as the donor will be placed on the inside of the front cover on a fancy little card that I've created in honor of their gift. And if you teach in a faith-based school, I also include that a prayer will be said for them by each child who reads the book for as long as the book remains in the classroom library, which is such a sweet sentiment. So this is just an extra little piece that you can offer to families who express the desire to give you a gift. It's easy, it's simple, and they can give you something that you know will serve your classroom and future classes for years to come. And that's it, my teacher friends. So a quick recap. Make a list, do that brain dump, get everything out, organize and categorize, prioritize your list, and prioritize the tasks within the categories, and then schedule them on your calendar and in your planner so that you know when things will get done and you're not inundated at the last second. And that's it. Give it a go. I can't wait to hear how this works for you. And don't forget, all the links to resources mentioned in this episode are in the show notes on my website at www.hopeineducation.com/podcast. You can grab all the freebies in my vault as well. As always, that link is in the show notes too. So that's it for this episode of the Teach Joyfully podcast, my teacher friends. My sincere thanks to you, my listeners, for tuning in, and for all those of you who've taken the time to post a review, email me your thoughts, or DM me on Instagram with your feedback and topic requests. You can find the show notes and all the resources mentioned in the episode on my website at www.hopeineducation.com/podcast. And remember, a happy teacher is a good teacher. Until next time, teach joyfully and take care of you.